All right, guys, I'm Alan Branch. I'm here with Katie today. We're getting ready to knock down a full body weight workout. Zero equipment needed except for maybe a towel. So we're going to jump right to it, and Katie, we're going to warm up with just a regular bodyweight squat. So to start her workout out, I want just a standard bodyweight squat, and she's going to do it for 50. 50 times on a bodyweight squat takes about a minute and 20 seconds. This is for the warm up. We're not going to bounce in and out of the squat. We're going to stay under control, press the hips back. Did you see how the hands naturally come out in front of people when they squat? The body sort of creates a natural little counterbalance by swinging the hands out there. Katie's got good knees, good flexibility, so she's going down to parallel to the floor. If you're unable to go that low, you'll just stop a little shy of that down position and stay up in the stronger range. You tend to do a little better at the top range if your knees bother you. And that would mean that if I'm doing my squats, I may be going maybe just a partial bit of the way down and then making that adjustment. What number are we on, Katie?
38.
38. So again, we're starting out with 50 on that. Starting out with 50 regular body weight squats for the warm-up. And as soon as she finishes that, we're going to come down on all fours into a quarter position.
All right.
Okay, so now we're down on all fours, and we're in a quarter position. And the exercise we're going to go with is a forward hip circle. So with the right leg, she's going to bring it big and around for 10. Big and around for 10. So I want her to think about the hips and the glutes. We're loosening up the hips. We're warming up the glutes, but also you're going to start to feel a little burn on this when you get to about rep number 6. So she finishes 10, and then she goes the other direction for 10. And when she's done with that, she's going to go out to the side, and we call that a fire hydrant, or a bad dog. You just lift the knee up, and we go there. Boom. And immediately following that leg, we're going to go into a bird dog, and we're going to go over how to do that in just a second. So tell me when you get to 10, Katie. 10. Okay, so now she's working her right leg. So the right leg goes back, and the left hand goes forward. So I want her to reach long and away with that leg. Go to extended position. Long and away so she feels it in this glute. And then when she comes in, it's a hand, a knee, and a crunch at the bottom. So there's a crunch and then an open up. So we think glutes, then in, then crunch, then 2, and up, and up. And I really want this upper flexion of the spine at the top. Good. And guys, on this type of workout, we're not allowing any rest. We're going to go straight through it. If you need rest, of course, just hit pause, take a little break, and jump back in when you can. And as soon as you get to 10, you'll go pick up on the other side. So, body weight squat on the warm-up, immediately into a hip circle series. It's 10 to the front. It's 10 to the back. It's 10 to the side. Then it's 10 bird dogs, an extension with the rear leg glute. And as we bring that hand in, we're making a good full body crunch at the bottom. Good. So guys, today we're doing all body weight. We're not really using any equipment. We want you to be able to get a great workout without having to rely on having anything in your possession. So if you've got bands or free weights, great. We have other workouts for those as well, but this is one that you can do anywhere in a small area with zero equipment and get full body. You done, buddy? Bird dogs, okay? Now, after the bird dog, the work's going to begin. She's going to be up on her feet. We're going to go back into a squat position, and here's the way we're going to do it. We're going to go 2 counts down. So we're here. We're going down for 2 halfway, or down to halfway, then down, then up, then up. So the squat is 2 counts down. 1, 2, 1, 2. So just a little pause in the middle. So it's sort of a stair-stepping looking squat. So let's get 20 of those. So we're down, down, hold, hold.
Lockout or no?
No lockout.
Okay.
So the knees don't lock out. Down, hold, hold. Now that's pretty easy. So now what we do is we're going to make, it's a 2-2. We're going to go down, hold for 2 seconds. 1, 2, down, up, hold, for 2 in the middle, and up. Boom, and that's 1. So here we go. So let's get 20 of those. Got it? You on your count? So guys, here's what you got. You're going through the motion. You go into your squat. When you're halfway down, you stop and hold 2 counts. Then you finish the squat and back up, stop halfway, hold 2 counts, and then stand without a lockout of the knees. Boom, 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 boom. So you're stronger on the top range of your squat. So I'm always stronger. I'm weaker at the bottom range. So when somebody gets tired, they always straighten their legs out. Nobody wants to rest down here because everything is the most engaged. We're playing the middle on this one. We're going to stop right in that mid-range between the strong range and the weak range when the quad is fully engaged, and we're going to hold it that extra 2 seconds, which is going to put this scheme of reps at about 1.5 minutes or so to complete a set of 20. Where are we at?
2 more.
Good. Boom. Boom. Now this is going to be a pre-exhaust for what's coming up. Boom, boom, and boom. Now she's going to step into a lunge position. And body nice and straight. We're going to knock out 20 of those without a bounce at the bottom. Everything is smooth. The count is 2, 1, 2. 2 down, hold, 2 up, hold. 2 down, hold, 2 up, hold. And you got your count for 20. Okay? So things to do when I don't have any equipment, okay? So if I don't have dumbbells or bands, then I can either change the angles, which this is the most difficult angle for the lunge, or I can slow the tempo to make it more difficult. So the slowing of the tempo increases the amount of time under tension, and the slower the turnaround speed, the less momentum is involved, which revs up the difficulty of something like a body weight because we didn't have the equipment. What number are we on?
13. This is 14.
Good. Now, again, if the knee bothers me, then I'll stop a little shy, stay in the upper range, which is stronger, right? If I can't do a lunge because my knee really bothers me, then I'm going to go back to the body weight squat, and sometimes what we'll do is we'll stand in a door frame, and we'll hold the door frame and lean away from the arm, from the frame. So what I'm doing is holding that door frame and leaning back. When I lean back, I'm able to put my weight back on my heels and right to the other leg. Quad burning a little? Mm-hmm. Good. So I can lean back on my heels, take the stress off my knees, and press my hips down. I got the easy job. All I have to do is talk, and Katie has to do all the work. Good. So we're down. 1 1002, 1 1002. Now we'll talk about this. So one thing you'll notice that we don't do, we don't lock out the leg at the top of the squat or the lunge. Now here's why. Because the goal is the fatigue of the muscle, right? Well, every time she locks the leg out in between reps, it's a momentary recovery. So she has 1 second to recover. Well, that's only important if you're worried about how many reps you can do. We could care less about that. We're looking for fatigue of a muscle. So if we could do it in 1 rep and it took the right amount of time, which is between about 40 and 90 seconds, we would. Tends to take a little more than 1 most of the time. It's a combination of things, though. It's a combination of the intensity and the time for the right duration to allow the muscle to fully fatigue. Now, Katie's very advanced, so we could easily put 2 dumbbells in her hands for these lunges, but she would find it's far more difficult by leaving out that lockout portion at the top of every lunge. We're taking away your momentary break and forcing you to work straight through the duration of the exercise. Okay? And good. Now, it's good for that. So you go straight to push-up position.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Yep. So, guys, we're going to go to the 2, 1, 2. So she's going down halfway, hold, 1, 2, then down, up halfway, 1, 2, and then up. So down to halfway and hold, then down and back up to halfway, and then up. And there's your sets for 20. Got it? Okay, so guys, it's really tough. Now, most people, if I ask them to knock out a series of push-ups, they can knock out 15, 20, but we don't care about that. We're interested in the fatigue, the stimulus. What are we applying? So when she goes down halfway and gives us that solid pause, that extra time under tension makes the push-up far more difficult, because the goal isn't to impress us with how many reps you can do. The goal is to fatigue the muscle out and apply the correct stimulus. Are we applying the correct stimulus? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we are. Are you resting?
No.
Okay, so she's already fatiguing out, which is great. And let's say about this. What number are we on?
8.
8, okay. The set goal was 20. 8 reps that take about 3 to 4 seconds each is between 30 and 40 seconds of time under tension. So she's falling about right. Now, she started out on her feet. So if she could only do 3 reps, she'd probably be better off to start out on her knees. She made it to about 8, then went down on the knees and finished the set. When form is no longer perfect, when we lose good form, that's when we're done, and we move on to the next one. Where are we at, buddy?
I have like 5 left.
Okay. So let her finish that out. Keep your head in a nice straight line. Looking good. Boom. Boom. Down. Down. Up. Up. Good. So you guys, important to know that when somebody demonstrates the exercises, we're not trying to make them look good. She's trying to find failure too. We're trying to find the point where you can't do anymore, which is where the benefit comes. So it should do your mind some good, knowing that the trainers also fail, because the goal is failure, not to be good at exercising. All right, so now we're going to go to a box, and I want you to get on the box and just put your elbows on it. Just do on your knees, and elbows on the box. See if that's too high for you. That's about right. So the elbows are in line. I want to put them side by side. Okay. So the motion we're going to make, she's going to pull, and you go and start doing it. She's going to pull down with the elbows. As she pulls down with the elbows, I want her to pull her lats in and squeeze her shoulder blades together. And this is a time static contraction and iso hold before we go to the next exercise. So we're going to hold that right there and squeeze and count down from 30. Constant tension. So the motion is we're pulling down, simulating sort of a pull-up motion that you would make as the elbows would come into a pull. We're pulling down, we're contracting the lats, and we're holding that. What do we got left? 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to chase that immediately with a pull down, and we're going to relocate to do that one. Okay, guys, so we moved over to a wall where we can demonstrate how we're going to do this pull down. Now, we've got a band today, but this is just to simulate a towel. It doesn't have to be a band. So we're going to face the wall and widen the hands out and go down on your knees. Okay, so from here, with the body closer to the wall, we're going to start a pull down motion. We're going to pull down, widen the band just a little bit, or pull against that towel. Come on, down, 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 squeeze those shoulder blades together, push the chest into the wall, flex the lats, and we got it. Solid. You got that in the lats? Okay, and up. Inhale, come up, a little faster now. Inhale, come up, and pull down. Now, she's literally rubbing against the wall, okay? If you've got a towel on your hands, it's going to help it slide. If you're a little more advanced and you understand how to contract the lats, you can bring that off of the wall and just do it in the air. But what the wall does is keep her back in a nice straight line and allows her to go through the range of motion. We're doing 20 of those, and you should be on about 5. Okay? So, guys, at the bottom of each one, it's a slight lift of the chest, a little bit of arch in the low back. The elbows pull down and tuck, and she flexes the lats. And the analogy that we use is like squeezing an egg between the shoulder blades. And you squeeze until you feel the egg crack, and then you reverse it. Good job. So far what we've done is we've gone through a leg, a push, and now we're on a pull exercise. And the goal is to stay balanced between the legs, the front half of the body on a push, and the back half of the body on the pull. What number are we on?
19.
19? And time. Okay, guys, so now we're not requiring any equipment, but I did want to show a more advanced version if you don't have, if you do have access to a broomstick and just maybe 2 bar stools. Some higher chairs will work, but simply we're going to do this motion, okay? Just going to lay it across 2 chairs or stools. We just use boxes, and Katie's going to lay down underneath it. Okay, so something to think about. If we spread the boxes out wide, and the resistance under the box is at the extended part of the pole, then there's more stress on the pole. So we're only going to put those chairs or stools right at the width of that we need on the shoulders, and then she grabs the hands right near where the weight is pressed so that the bar has far more strength. Now we're on an inverted row, which is simply pulling the chest to the bar. Now on this one, we're going to stay with about a 2-2, so 2 counts up, 2 counts down, touching the chest to the bar. And this would be your optimal inverted row would be the optimal work for the back for at home without access to equipment, but access to some simple like a broomstick. Where are we at?
5.
Good. Now again, let's say I'm in the middle of doing my sets, no matter what it is. I'm on a push-up, I'm on a squat or whatever. The instant that the form breaks, we're done. Because it makes no sense whatsoever to power through an exercise with bad form. So we go slow and controlled until it fails. Now, you'll notice in the beginning, the chest was touching the bar.
Yeah.
Now, as she begins to fatigue, something called the diminished range begins to set in. She's still going to try to go, even if she can't complete the rep and get as far as she can, until the body fatigues all the way out. What number are we on?
17.
7, 3 more. And 20. Beautiful. Okay, guys, so now we go to a tricep dip. And again, something as simple as a step, a box, a solid chair, something that's not going to fall over on you. So go ahead and have a seat. Let's go over a couple things on this. So the easier version, so Katie's arms are a little fatigued from what she's already done, and she's worried about failing in the middle of the exercise. So modifications. The easiest version is to keep her spine closest to the base of support, because the knees are going to be bent if she does that, and she can just lower down and can control it. And if she needs a little help, she can use her legs, okay? A little bit harder, walk out one leg, and then it's a little bit harder, and then walk out both legs, and now it's a lot harder. And if she needed more, she would elevate the legs so the base of support is level with the waist, with the box that's supporting her, and that would be the maximum. So get where you're comfortable. That good? Okay. So we're 2 counts down, 2 counts up, and our pause is at the bottom. So down, hold, up. 1 1,000, hold, 1 1,000. Oh, there's 2. Now, she started out in the harder version. Beautiful. So when she begins to fatigue out, we start choking backwards. So go back to the next one, which would be bend one leg or bend both legs to help her. So as long as the form maintains, we're good. When the form breaks, that's when we're done. So we're going to make sure we keep the head in a straight line. It's very common when people start to struggle, the head starts to move, and I get it because I do it too without thinking, but there's no reason to throw the cervical neck into play. It's not going to help us, even though we tend to move like it does. We try to keep it a nice straight line. And where are we at? 13. Good. So again, the goals are 20 on all of these. Let's say that she makes it to 14. Whatever is fine, as long as she gets through about 40 seconds to a minute's worth of time of work. Good. Upper body, I don't know if you can tell it, but it's kind of shaking. Got a little vibration action going on. That's good. Boom. Good. And after the last one, beautiful. Now she's down on her back, and we wrap it up with an absept. Okay, so this one we're going to do, actually our combination is the last one. We're going to do a combination hip press ab. So we're going to go flat on our back, and we're going to go heels down, and we're going to start with just toes up, and we're going to start with the basic hip press. And this hip press has the pause at the top. So we're all the way up. We get that glute squeeze all the way as high as you can, arch your back a little bit, and squeeze and hold, and then down 1 1,000, 2, and then up, and then a good hard squeeze, and down. And guys, you just can't beat that for a glute hamstring activator. If she needed a little more, we can put a weight plate on her stomach to add a little bit of resistance to it. And think like this, if you've been training for any amount of time, it's easy for people to lay on the floor and just bump out a bunch of exercises. The problem with that is the mentality that I'm trying to look good at exercising. I was able to do this. The reverse mentality is I need to find things that I'm not able to do so that I get the right stimulus during the exercise. So if I can just knock out 20 slow or 20 fast, that's not much of a stimulus. Take that same exercise, slow it down, deliberate, focused strength training, and focus on the muscles you're working. It's a whole new world for what you'll feel. Right, Katie?
Right.
Yeah. So we'll finish this up, and where are we? 5 more. So guys, hopefully you followed along. Remember what we say, watching the video isn't a workout. It looks like it as hard as Katie's working, but actually getting on the floor and joining in, you get to see exactly how things are applied, and it may surprise you how incredibly difficult it is to do basic things when you're not doing them at speed. And time. Okay, great. Now we're going to go right into a single leg V-up as a finisher. So we're going to lay back and one leg goes up. And this is your V-up is up. Okay. Now here's the most advanced version. Is your back and everything okay? Okay. So we're going to elevate both feet off the floor. And we're going to raise only the right leg. And you don't even have to curl that high. Let's just curl the shoulders off just to there. Straighten that leg out and stay. We're going to stay on one leg. Okay. So one leg for 8. 1, straighten it out. 2, and slow it down a little bit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then switch without letting the feet touch the floor. Keep that leg nice and straight. So guys, modification, the other leg just touches the ground, and then it's not nearly as hard. If it bothers your low back, you'd want to go ahead and modify and have a little support. And as soon as she's done with these 8, she goes to both legs for 8, 7. Now, the abs were stabilizing through all of the body weight exercises. So don't think if you don't have time to do an ab workout that your midsection did not get trained. It did, but a focused ab routine at the end is a nice way to kind of polish off the routine that we're doing. Boom. Good. Now, one more to finish the abs. We do the same thing with a single leg bicycle, and then that'll be the end. So we go one leg extended, and we're going to crunch to 1, bicycle crunch. 1, and out slow. 2, yeah. So what this does is the other leg being off the floor keeps the abdominals engaged through the whole exercise, and slowing it down like this eliminates the momentum. So if this is too easy, if the 8 number is too easy, just go a full count slower and see the difference. And this is 5?
7.
7, okay. And then go 2 leg bicycles. Yeah, that's a burner. And then 8, boom, 7, that's a great pace. 6, 5, 4, boom, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Great job. Abs on fire? Okay, good. Come on up. All right, guys, so there's your body weight workout, head to toe. Again, keep in mind a couple of things that make this effective. You slow things down, everything is more difficult. Take momentum out of your strength training workouts. Try to do things controlled and deliberate, because your goal isn't to look good at exercise. The goal is to fail through that training regimen so that the muscle receives a stimulus, sends that to your nervous system, and brings you back stronger in the future. Definitely don't get stronger today, do you?
Woo.
It's the absolute opposite. You don't talk much, do you? The absolute opposite. You get weaker during the workout. The workout applied is actually an irritant to your muscle. It's not good for you. What's good for you is that recovery phase and then coming back strong. So Katie, what do you think about the body weight routine?
That's great.
Okay, so I don't think she's got a lot of wind to talk. So guys, that's all for now. See you next time.